What's up, guys? It's Elliot here, and today I'm bringing you another map guide. So I'm going to be talking about Hanamura, and I'm going to be talking about how to cap A and cap B and defend them insanely well. Because Hanamura is one of the most really hated maps in this game. It's insanely difficult. It's insanely defined with chokes and everything. So I'm giving you my tips on how I actually went from like hating that map to actually winning a lot more on that map with friends, and we actually enjoy getting it now, which is insanely important. So let's jump into it. So for point A, Hanamura, really, it's probably the worst choke in the game, maybe with Eichenwald, something like that. But the problem is you really only have two options. You can either go through the choke or you can send someone over the left or something. It's not like even Eichenwald where you can go around or over the house. Hanamura is super defined, and that makes it super difficult. So defending it is simple. If you put someone on the high ground up by the hut so they can see like someone climbing through that little hole in the wall, that can really take away a lot of flank routes. Put a Roadhog up there, maybe a Torb turret or something. That's a great way to do that. That is a key thing. When you're attacking, you really want to send a flanker through there to try to win that battle. And you want to be cautious though. But if you can win that battle and get a flanker through there, that separates the team and lets them get on the point. I personally have been playing a lot more Winston, so if I have a flanker, because I have a friend who plays Genji, you guys have seen that in a lot of videos. When he goes through there and jumps towards the point, I will jump through the choke and go with him, and that's a really good way to like use a dive comp. And it's always difficult to run in solo queue, but you can pull it off really effectively. So if on Hanamura, but while a lot of people do struggle with that, because if they're defending the top well, you have to go through the main choke. It can be a nightmare. It's a tendency to just stand there and stuff, but you really have to make an effort to try to poke through, because odds are you're not going to get a pick if they have a Rhine in the choke, and if you can't get someone going around, it can be tough. And the best way to do that, in my opinion, is to just try to charge through. Maybe go to the right because you have another hut to the right. If you can get over there, you can definitely win the battle, but you need to go through as a team. That's the main thing. It doesn't matter when you get in if you go into that house to the right or if you go left. You have to go through as a team. And if you can maybe use an alt, that's really helpful, like maybe like a nano or something that's really big. But going through as a team makes it a lot harder for the enemy team. Because if you have a shield coming up, if you got a pick on the way through or something, it's really, really important. And that's the thing. Hanamura is tough, but you just have to wipe them once. So trying to like go through as a team, save some ults, use them to cap A is really important. And while obviously you want to use as few as you can, if you have to use a bunch to take A, it might take you a little longer on B, but it's worth it because getting A means you probably will have a good shot at a draw because B is so difficult. So defending A though, the difference would be you need to really just make sure the enemy team has to come through the choke. And like I said earlier, defending the high ground, a friend who like knows when he plays Roadhog up there, defend the high ground, pick off their flankers. You can really secure that point. The second thing is Symmetra is insanely popular because there's so many good places to hide your turrets at Hanamura. Plus, because it's such a long walk to A, Telly is super good on Hanamura, like it is on a lot of 2 capture point maps. So that's another thing. But my most popular strat on all of Hanamura is 100% the Mei Ice Wall strat. Have your Mei hide behind the doors, and when like their Rhine or someone pushes through, cut their team in half, pick them, and then restart it. Really simple, really, really, really effective. I do this all the time. Whenever I play Hanamura, I either pick Mei or I pick Ryan. I tell someone on my team, "Come on, play Mei so we can do this." And it's insanely popular because it simply takes a choke that's already hard enough to get through, and it makes it so when their tanks go through it, you just cut them off and then you just charge them as Ryan or something and you just wipe them. It's insanely easy, it's insanely effective, and it's a great way to hold people to 0 caps on A, and I've done that a lot with my friends. But if they do manage to get A, if you do manage to get wiped once and you don't have a telly or something, you're going to have to defend B. It's hard to come back and defend it. So defending B and attacking B is probably one of the easiest for defending, hardest for attacking. So obviously it's become very popular on B to go to the top right. There's that platform, everyone kind of jockeys for position up there because it's the high ground, it's easy to get to. Except sometimes it's not always the best to go straight upright, because if the whole enemy team is up there, they're just gonna like, that's a choke, that's just one doorway, that's a bad position to get through a choke. But again, attacking B, is all about going through as a team. You need to coordinate. If you're going to run through that choke, you need to go in as a team, knock them off the ledge, maybe get a pick or 2 up top. Because if you knock their tanks off, you can get a pick or 2. But an even more popular thing I like to do is just kind of circumnavigating that. Instead of going right through the choke, when you get up there, go left, try to shoot some picks on from the balcony, from like the the long balcony, shoot up to where they're standing, and then get on the point. Make them come down and engage you, because when they're coming down, they're likely to get disorganized, especially in solo queue. And that's something that I found really popular. You don't want to keep trying the same thing over and over again. And a lot of people, when lower levels would try middle, now it's just you hit top right like belligerently. Um, but it's really important to have like go into the team and mix up where you're going. Get on the point. That's the point of obviously two capture point. And if you can get a flanker around the outside, it's insanely important. Again, I've been to play Genji, so I'm used to a lot of good flanking play from him. But if you can get a flanker like around the left or something where you can jump over the bridge, that's important, because being able to surprise them from the back and get on the point is really helpful, because if they can get a pick, it makes it so much easier. Because really, wiping B is all about wiping the team quickly, and then you're probably going to have to deal with a slight stagger. Not they nerf the whole stagger thing, where if you're on the point, you won't have to deal with it as much. But being able to wipe them and get on the point is good, because you can win it, you can beat the stagger, but you have to do it quickly. And that's why it's so important to get a pick. Like the minute that flanker gets a pick, you got to go in. You got to go in as a team. It can be hard to coordinate, but if you can do it, it's not as hard as people think. But basically, just being able to mix it up and stuff is really important. So that leads to my talk about defending B and why it's super difficult or super easy. Because really, you don't want to put all your eggs in one basket, but you want to be all around each other. You want to make sure that when they come through, you defend the point. Because you don't want to, like, if they're going to use an ult up on the balcony, you want to make sure you have people ready to defend the point, and you want to stall, because you can stagger, and it isn't effective, but you can stall and you can trickle onto the point at the end if you do lose it. But the main thing to know is people are going to want to come to that balcony. So if you want to set up there, it's a good place to start. You want to set up there, but if you see them coming down mid, feel free to jump down and kind of contest them. And that's the biggest thing, is when they get on the point, you want to come down and contest. And that's why I always say it's important to maybe put a couple guys up there as well as a couple guys in mid. Now, if they have a Widow, you might want to like put your team together. But if you have maybe like your Ana and your Soldier kind of sitting down the point with like, with like a Diva or something, and they're just poking away like from below or something, and you have another DPS on the point, it's really good. And a lot of times, again, I have a flanking play. If they want to play aggressive and try to harass from a different angle, making sure they can stay alive, it really throws them off, because if the attacking team is having to deal with like some poke from like a flanker or from a Pharah or something while they're trying to get to the choke, it's really disorienting. But the big thing is just defend the point. If you get picked, you don't want to overextend, because overextending is a great way to lose the point, getting picked a couple times. And if your team consistently fights away from the point and they lose a couple people, you're basically going to lose the point. But if you defend on the point, you can lose a couple people and still manage to come out on top of the fight, just because of trickle and the way your spawn's so close. And that's the biggest thing. Your spawn advantage is huge. So you just want to make sure when you're defending, you defend as a unit and you defend the point. And obviously, the last part of that B is some of the hero strategies I go with is Roadhog is super good, because if you get one pick on the attacking team, you basically wipe their push a lot. Playing aggressively sometimes with flankers is a risky play on B, but if you can consistently pick the attacking team, they're at a huge disadvantage going in. Also, I highly like heroes like Zen, who can Transcendence and like stay on the point when it's really important. And obviously just Ryan is really good, because it's all chokes on Hanamura, so Ryan is super good. And also lastly, Mei is insanely good on Hanamura on B too, because when they're trying to come in on the top, you can wall them off. You can split their team. When they come in through the middle, you can split their team. You can stall the point. Stuff like this is super good. Mei is probably my go-to hero for Hanamura, but it's all chokes, and if you can do it effectively, you can really win a lot by defending immaculately on Hanamura. And if you can use some of the strats I talked to you about getting over chokes, basically by just going around them, going over them, picking like a different route to go. If the enemy team is taking away something, change your comp up to pick a different route to go, and going through as a team, because the best way to get chokes is just to go in as a team, use some ults, and don't be afraid to commit to the fight. If you can do these things, you can win on Hanamura, and you can change a map that gives a lot of people a lot of frustration into a map that gives you a lot of wins. I hope you guys enjoyed this guide. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.